Hi CCC family, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today we're gonna learn how to make a Beetlejuice wrist wallet. So what this does basically is you just put it on your wrist and it's a little wallet and it's got Beetlejuice on it. There's a button on the back for you to open it up and get your stuff out of. I'll go ahead and take this off so I can show you a little bit more about it. First, I would like to ask you to please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can hit that notify me bell below so that you can get notified of all my future videos. And please share. Sharing helps more than anything, and I really appreciate it. So this granny square folds into a wallet, and then you can undo the button right here, just like this, and then inside you have a little wallet like that. Mine is lined. Yours does not have to be lined. You see here I stitched a lining in. I'm going to briefly show you how to do that, but that is not necessary for this. You do not have to do it. And then you can just put it back on, and there is your Beetlejuice wrist wallet. Also, if you wanted to just make it a normal wallet, then you can omit the little wrist piece here. I just thought it was really cute to have that there. Okay, so let's get into our materials for this project. For the materials for this project, I used black and white yarn for the basic granny square. I used 4 worsted weight yarn for all of this. I did use some embroidery yarn for the mouth here, but again, you don't have to do that. You could use the black yarn, but I'm going to show you how to do that as well. I use safety eyes. You do not have to use safety eyes. You could just do black little circles there if you wanted to do that. I used a neon green color yarn for the hair, and then I used some eyeshadow. I have an eyeshadow palette actually my daughter gave me, and I will show you exactly what I used. So I used this, and I used the color Spell. That just happened to go along with this, but it's just kind of like a purplish brown color I thought would look perfect for his dirty face. So that's what I'm using for this, and I'm going to use Q-tips to put that on. Eyeshadow and makeup stays really well on yarn, by the way, so it works out really good for your crochet projects. I've used it for dolls as well, so that's what I'm using all around there. And then I have the button back here for this. And yeah, you'll need a pair of scissors, a darning needle. I did hot glue the Beetlejuice face onto here, but you do not have to do that. You can sew the face on. Also a comb. I did use a comb to comb out the hair to make it look crazy. So that's kind of important. You are going to need a comb for that, okay? So let's get into our project. So we're going to make a magic circle. And if there's anything in this video that you don't know how to do, like a magic circle or some of the basic stitches we're using, I have a beginner crochet video that I'll link below, okay? But this is considered a beginner project. Now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 2 more, because we have that chain from our magic circle. And then we're going to do another double crochet into our circle, and then we're going to chain 2. Then we're going to put 2 more double crochet, and then we're going to chain 2 and 2 more double crochet, and then we're going to chain 2 and 2 more double crochet, and then we're going to chain 2 again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 2 double crochets, counting our first chain of 3. And then we're going to join to the top of our first chain of 3 with a slip stitch. So guys, this is a basic granny square. But being that I am making this as a beginner video, I do want to show you how to do it. So then you're going to chain 3. That counts as your first double crochet over this stitch right here. You're going to go into your next stitch and put a double crochet. And now you're at a corner. And in this corner, we're going to do 2 double crochets. Chain 2 and 2 more double crochets. And then you're going to work on the top of these double crochets down here over here. So you're going to put 1 double crochet in your next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, then you're going to double crochet on the top of these double crochets here, 1 and 2, and then you're at another corner, and in this corner you're going to put 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. Then you're going to work on top of these right here. We're in 1 double crochet, and in the next you have another double crochet, and then you're at another corner. At this corner you're going to put 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. And then you're going to slip stitch to the top of your first chain of 3, just like that. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our black yarn, and I'm just going to bring it in right here where my working yarn was for my white. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to tie it. Now, because I like to put a liner on mine, I'm not going to undo or cut off my white yarn. I'm just going to leave it hanging, and I'm going to pull it up as I go. That will leave a little indentation in the back, but this also will be folded up and you won't really see the inside of that. But again, like I said, I'm going to be putting a liner on that. So that depends on how you want to work that in. But this is how I'm doing it. So then I'm going to chain 3. And I'm going to keep working my granny square. So now we're into our 1, 2, 3rd row. That counts as my double crochet over this double crochet here. So then I'm going to go into my next, and I'm going to put a double crochet. I'm not working over the white yarn, I'm just letting it hang where it is. And then I'm going to go into the next stitch and put a double crochet, black double crochet, and in the next one a double crochet. And now I'm at a corner, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. Then I'm going to be working over these double crochets here. So right here into the first one, I'm going to make sure I don't miss that one, and I'm going to put a double crochet. And that brings you here to where your chain of 3 is, and you're going to slip stitch into the top of your chain of 3. Just like that. Now this is what I do to change colors. Remember, I've still got my white on here, and I'm still going to keep my black on here. I'm going to let my black hang, and I'm just going to pull the white up into there, just like that. I'm going to pull the black tight underneath it, and then I'm going to keep working with my white. But this is what I was going to show you, and what I had spoke about earlier is that this white will pull up now, so you will be able to see that just a little bit. So that's up to you if it bothers you or not. Okay, and so now I'm going to chain 3. That counts as my double crochet over this double crochet, and then I'll go to the next, work a double crochet, into my next, a double crochet, and I'll keep doing double crochets all the way down to my corner. And then this is just a repeat process, okay? So like I said, you need 6 rows in total, 1, 2, 3. This will be our 4th. So then you'll have another black, and then you'll have another white, okay? So that's what it'll look like. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and finish this off camera. I've showed you how to do that. When you go to pull up your black yarn, just do exactly the same way that we just did with the white when you go to change your colors, okay? So I'll meet you back in just a minute, and we'll have our squares all the way done, and we can start working on the rest of the project. Okay, so we've just finished our 6th row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're landing on a white row. I'm going to slip stitch into the top of my chain of 3. Then I'll flip it over. I'm going to leave a long piece with my white because I'm going to use this white to sew my wallet together. So I want a good long piece to cut off with. So what you're going to do to make this into a wallet is you're going to fold up here. You're going to fold up here. You're going to fold up here. and then you're gonna fold down here, just like that. If you wanted to put a liner in this, you can get some squares from Walmart, or you can get them from Amazon. You could just use some fabric you have on hand. I have some embroidery squares here. That's what I used for mine. And then I just cut it appropriately, and then I tuck in the bottoms like this. And then I lay it flat, leaving a little bit of an edge right here. Then I use my clips and I hold them here and here, and then I sew all the way around. Remember, I want to leave a little place right here along the edge. And that's how I worked my liner, and I just sewed it all the way around the project. And then you can fold it as normal, like I'm showing you how to do. And then I'm just going to start sewing it together by going in and out of each space, just like this. I'm going to go in like that. And I'm going to go back like this, and like this. I'm just trying to pick up every stitch as I go. I just want to show you how to sew these together, and then you can kind of take off on your own. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm just going in and out of my project. Just like that. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up this way, then I'm going to go down here, okay, just like that. And then this piece will fold down like this, okay? And so for this piece, what we'll do up here is we'll make a little chain so that we can button it down. So this will not need to be sewn here. Only thing you're going to be sewing is this and this, okay? So you go ahead and do that. You get those sewn together, and then I will come back and I will show you how to put the button on. My darning needle would not fit through this button. This button was much bigger, so it fit through that, and I don't have my metal darning needle handy, so I had to grab a sewing needle and try to get that yarn on there, which was not easy, but anyway, this will work. And so then I'm just going to go through and I'm going to sew this button on. So I'm just going to probably try to go in one more time, and because I'm using the smaller needle, I am able to do that. The darning needle might not have allowed you to do that depending on the size. So we're just going to go through one more time. And then when I get done with this, I'm going to work this white into the back. So I'm going to open this up just like this, and I'm going to work this in. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my seam hook, I'm going to go right through this top of this square here, and I'm going to bring in my yarn, leave a piece on the end to work in, and then I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So like I said, this will totally depend on how big your button is. Then I'm going to go back into the same spot I was working in, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. Then I'm going to bring my yarn through just like that. Then I'm going to work in both of these pieces, this piece and this piece. I'm going to work into the white. Okay, so number 10 was actually the perfect number for this chain, and it works out good. I'll just show you real quick. You just push it over the button and it holds well, and that looks much better than how I had it before. I want to say for this green one, and as you can tell, it's a much larger button. I know people are going to ask in the comments what size buttons these are, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you I have no clue. You can look at them and try to see if you can match them. I'm pretty sure I got these buttons from Walmart. This is an old antique button, so I have no idea. But you can just kind of look at them and tell. But I believe I chained 14 for this one, possibly. 14 or 15, I'm not really sure. But like I showed you how to do, you can chain it and kind of see, and if it's a little too big, you can undo it and do it again. It's not a big deal. And then I just worked in the ends, okay? So now we're gonna go on to our Beetlejuice face, yay! So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a magic circle. And we're going to do 6 single crochets into this magic circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then you're going to pull tight. You're going to slip stitch to your first single crochet, and then you're going to chain 1. That chain of 1 does not count as a single crochet. Then you're going to put 1 single crochet in that chain 1 spot you just did. Then you're going to go into your next stitch and you're going to put 2 single crochets. Okay, so you're going to chain 1, and then in the same spot where you just did your chain 1, you're going to put 2 single crochets. And then in the next spot, you're going to put 2 single crochets. And in the next, you're going to put 2 single crochets. And you're going to do 2 single crochets all the way around until you have a count of 12 total. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Remember, you're not working into that chain 1 right there. You're working into your first single crochet, and we're going to slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 1 again, and right in the chain 1 spot, you're going to put 1 single crochet, and in the next stitch, you're going to put 2 single crochets. In the next stitch, you'll put 1 single crochet, and in the next stitch, you'll put 2 single crochets. And you're going to keep doing that all the way around, 1 and 2. And you should have a stitch count of 18. And you should end on 2 single crochets. And then remember, you're going to slip stitch into your first single crochet, not your chain of 1. Okay? Now you're going to chain 1. You're going to go into this spot, put 1 single crochet. Then you're going to go into your next and put 2 single crochet. You're going to go into your next and put 1 single crochet. Then you're going to go into the next and put 2 single crochets. Then you're going to go into the next and put 1 single crochet, and then you're going to go into the next and put 1 single crochet. Then you're going to go into the next and put 2 single crochets. So that's your repeat for this round. So 1 and 1 and then 2. And then 1 and 1 and then 2. And you should have a stitch count of 24 all the way around. 1 and 1 and 2. 1 and 1, and then you will end on 2. Just like that. And then you're going to slip stitch to your first single crochet, not your chain of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then we're going to chain 1 into that same spot. You're going to put 1 single crochet. In the next space, you're going to put 1 single crochet. And in the next space, you're going to put 1 single crochet. And in the next, you're going to put 2. And in the next, you're going to put 1 single crochet. In the next, you're going to put 1 single crochet. In the next, you're going to put 1 single crochet. And in the next, you're going to put 2. So you're going to keep doing that all the way around. 3 single crochets and then 2. 2, 3, and then 2. 2. 1, 2, and 3, and then 2. And 1, 2, 3, and then 2. And again, remember, you're going to slip stitch to your first single crochet, not your chain 1. Just like that, okay? And that completes the face for your Beetlejuice. That's it. So we're gonna leave, if you're not going to be hot gluing this onto the middle of this, you wanna sew it, go ahead and leave a long piece now, and you could probably use that. It would be best to get into this white, but since I'm not gonna do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut off. Okay, just like that. We're gonna bring our green yarn right over here. We have this split right here, right above it. We're gonna pull this yarn in with a chain 1, pull up, okay, just like that. So you've got this large loop on your hook, and then you're gonna go right back into the same spot, and you're gonna do that again. You're gonna pull. So I'm not working through this one. This loop is staying stationary on my hook. I'm just using this end to work this piece. And then I'm gonna chain 1 and pull up about the same length. So I'm doing 2 in each space. So I'm gonna do that again and pull up, and then go back into the same space. Do that again, pull up. So I'm trying to keep them about even. And if you want more or less hair, you can just do less of these per each stitch, okay? So then I can pull that out and go into my last one, pull my hook through, and go to my next stitch, if it gets too full like that, and then pull it up. Then go back into the same stitch and do it again. And you're just gonna keep doing this all the way around until you get to the end of this piece that we have set there. Just like that. So just doing 2 in each one and pulling up. Okay, so we're right down there where that was, so we can pull that out, and then we can let this go just like this, okay? So now we have our crazy hair everywhere, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the tops all the way around, because what we're gonna do now is we're gonna comb this hair out. So what I'm gonna do right here at the bottom is I'm just going to cut off and I'm gonna work this piece in right here into the back loops of my work so it doesn't come undone, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera real quick. So what you're doing is, just so you know, you're working this last piece, and you're gonna have to be careful so it doesn't pull, because right now this is still attached to this. You could knot it off if you want, but I think it would be best to just work it in. You just wanna make sure that you work it in the back loop so it doesn't show from the front, because this is green and this is white, okay? So I'm gonna work these ends in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're gonna cut all these ends. So all of these here, we're just gonna cut, and then we're gonna comb them out till they're super frizzy. And this is where you can make this project your own. You can make the hair look exactly as you like it to look. Beetlejuice has some really crazy hair in the movies. So like I said, this is a great way to make this uniquely yours. And you could put more of those. Like I said, when you were doing 2 in each of those, these loops, you could have done 3, you could do 4, you know, you can make this however you want. You could even use a different color besides green. It's totally up to you, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my comb, now that I have those all cut, and I'm just going to take the fine end of the comb and I'm gonna start brushing these out. So you can just hold right here. And because we have those chains there, it should stay together pretty well. But you're just going to keep combing the hair out so it just looks crazy. Just like this. So this takes a hot minute, so I'm just gonna go off camera and I'm gonna keep combing it all out till I get it exactly the way I like it. You're gonna get pieces like this stuck in your comb, just pull them out and then just keep going till you get it exactly the way you like it. And I'll meet you back up in just a minute. Okay, so I've got that all brushed out. And like I said, you could leave that just like that. As you can see, I cut mine down quite a bit for the middle of this. I didn't want to cover up the entire wallet, but you definitely could if that's what you like. I wanted to be able to see some of the black and white from the back, but you also have the back like this. So again, like I said, this is what makes this project your own. But I'm going to go ahead and try to trim a little bit around so that I can still see some of the wallet. So I'm just going to take these scissors, which have gotten very dull on me, and I'm just going to cut around. And I actually think I took too much hair off the other one. So this might look even better because his hair does kind of come down like that in the front. So again, just kind of cut. Like I said, I'm so sorry my scissors have gotten so dull. I think someone has stole them and used them for other things. Which stole your scissors? Okay, so I'm just gonna leave them just like that. I think that looks perfect and I'm really happy. Look at that, it looks so much better than the other one. It's so crazy with crochet how things turn out, right? But that was my first one that I ever did. So, you know, trying things again always makes them better. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and find some safety eyes that I like. I'm gonna place those on. So I'm gonna get all this fuzz out of the way that's gonna be stuck to everything. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna count 1, 2, 3 down. So 1, 2, 3 down, and you can put these wherever you want, but that's where I'm gonna put mine. And then you just place this on the back. Everyone likes to do these differently. Okay, and then I'm going to go across from the middle right here, and I'm gonna try to go in roughly the same spot on the other side. So look just like that. And then I'll put the back on the back here. Some people like to burn these and do all kinds of stuff to them. I don't know what that's about. I think it's just for safety reasons, maybe because they're making things for kids. Do whatever you want to do. Like I said, I'm going to be hot gluing this to my thing. Okay, so we've got our eyes on. And now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to do the mouth. And then I'm just gonna do this little sideways mouth here. Hopefully it'll look as good as that one did. I went up 2 rows, second row, middle of the eye, and then I just kind of worked up this way. Like this. And then I went back and forth with the stitches. And of course my thread's gonna come off stitches because as you can just see, I did that one and you can barely tell. I can take my needle and pull it out like that. But I wanted him to have that little sideways grin that he has. I might just go up here and just go a little bit further with the mouth. Remember, if you don't like what you've done with this, you can always undo it and just start over again. And just keep working until you get it exactly the way you like it. Okay, so mine looks kind of like that. I'm happy with that. And so then you can either knot off or work in, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to knot off through the piece here because, again, I am going to be hot gluing this. Okay. And I am going to do it twice though, because I want to make sure that it doesn't come undone. And then you can cut off. And now I'm going to show you how I put on the eyeshadow. I'm going to use this color Spell. Show you what it looks like. It just looks like purplish brown kind of color. And then I'm going to, and this can be kind of nerve-wracking because you're scared to mess it up, but don't worry about it. Just go all around. I mean, he had a really dirty like face, so this is just fun to do. You kind of want to be heavy-handed with the eyeshadow and just work it all around the eyes, just like that. You do want to leave some white. If you remember from his picture, he did have, I guess, some areas of his face that look kind of clean. So just want to work that around there. And then it looks like I had some up here at the hairline. Remember, I don't know if you remember, but his hairline was disgusting from all the dirt and stuff. So you could go all the way around with that if you wanted to even, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to do it right up here at the top. And then I'll do a little bit down here. And then a little bit over here. And then I went over here and did some, you know, might go back up here. Okay. And so then look at that. So cool. And that's all you have to do there to get that on. You can put more or less whatever you want to do for that eyeshadow. And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your glue gun or you're gonna sew it. If you did like I talked about and left a long piece of white yarn for this, you could just go in and out of this white. Just make sure you stay in your white. You can undo this and go in through the middle and then pull it through and sew it. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw some hot glue on this and show you what it looks like here. Also, remember to make this face the way it should be diagonally with the way the buttons are. I messed that up the first time I did it and had to quickly get it off with the hot glue still hot on there to get it to work. So again, just making sure my button's correct. And then I'm going to put his face right here, right in the middle of that white. And how cool, you have your Beetlejuice done. And there's the back, just like this. So you have a cute little wallet. So the last thing to do is I'm going to show you how to make the, in case you want for it to be a wrist wallet, which is what it's supposed to be. I'm going to show you real quick how to do that, how I did it for this. So all you're going to do is you're going to, sorry, I've got fuzzies everywhere. All you're going to do is bring in your yarn here at the very side. So I'm just going to poke through right there. And I'm going to bring my yarn in, leaving a long enough piece to work in. And then I'm going to chain enough to go around my wrist. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. That probably will not be enough for my large wrist. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's see if that'll work. That's pretty good, but I want a little bit of room so it's not tight. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So I'm going to go up to 30. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go into the second chain from the hook and you're going to put a half double crochet. And you're going to do half double crochets all the way down. This is just sturdy enough and won't come undone. If you wanted it really light, you could just do the chain itself and work it back in and not do the half double crochets down. But if you really want it to, you know, have some long lastingness to it, it would probably be better to do a half double crochet at least. And if you wanted it even thicker, then you could do a double crochet. So we're just going to half double crochet all the way down to the end. I'm just going to show you real quick how to do this. You're just going to half double crochet all the way down to the end. And then what you're going to be left with is you're going to have these two pieces here. So you're just going to sew them together at the ends, just like that. Sew the ends together, the half double crochet ends together, and then you'll work in your ends, and that's all there is to it. So it's lots of fun and really easy, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you need any help or anything, just ask me below in the comments. If you're not comfortable with that, some people aren't, you can reach me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and that's all below. And hey, go check that out. I have videos on there as well. And if you have any ideas or you want any videos, let me know, and I will try to get to them. And I'll see you guys again soon. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.